wrecking people. So literally anything but that. Let's hope for a hammer.
Some sort of cane. Oh, Uncle is just like my dad, and he's going out for a pack of smokes. I'm sure he'll be back soon.
I wouldn't bet on it.
And the single green rupee troll. I already like the way this steed's starting out.
Yep. How's he going to buy the pack of smokes without his rupee?
Those are some cheap smokes. There's not a lot of cigarette tax in Hyrule.
No, I don't think the economy is doing very well in Hyrule, to be honest. There is one shop in Kakariko Village, and then the rest of them are in caves and stuff. Not really sure how anybody does their shopping.
Yeah, and all it takes is one elf in a green tunic to break your pots, and suddenly your life savings is gone.
Yeah, really. Bow! Okay.
The D.
Well, never mind.
The D stands for destruction.
This is going to be a breeze. Now all they do is have to find some bombs. And this escape is going to be simple.
No easy free bombs off of the first two guards, so...
No, unfortunate, but I personally think that the start for bow and arrow is probably one of the kindest ones you can possibly get. This gives you 30 arrows right out of the gate. You don't need that many arrows.
Oh yeah, well,
here you go.
You've clearly never seen me try to shoot the rat in the sewers.
Yeah, that little guy's fast.
I feel like 30 arrows is a kindness bestowed upon us by the developers.
Oh. Well, LTigre has got his bomb.
Yep. So the way the drops work is even if they do share the same table, I believe each individual item still has a 50% chance of dropping or not on its position on the drop table. Another interesting thing about having the bow early is it can kind of affect your willingness to go to Eastern Palace early in the game. It can kind of change how you route early Light World.
That is true.
That Eastern Palace is suddenly completely available to you, whereas before it was a pretty calculated risk to go there, especially if it was a Crystal Dungeon early.
I get the feeling sometimes that it's kind of a trap. Like it's luring you into there, but doesn't necessarily have anything good. Although, luckily we did get looks like we got a map check from, I completely zoned out on that one, but Eastern Palace is a crystal, apparently.
So both of these runners definitely capable of doing dark Eastern Palace. Although the Igor room in Eastern Palace is an incredibly difficult dark room to do. Yeah, even if you know what you're doing, the randomness of all the enemies in there can just be brutal.
Top 5 worst dark rooms in the game. That is definitely on the list.
We see Edgeworth doing his best. He still needs a bomb, which LTigre did pick up. So we'll probably see Edge going out of his way to murder a few rats or guards here and there, just crossing his fingers hoping he gets that bomb.
Yeah, these enemies are being very unfriendly, which is even worse by the fact that that chest that I believe normally has the map in it had 10 arrows, so they got a quick refill right out of the gate and managed to sink 9 more arrows, and enemies still haven't popped or picked up any bombs.
And haven't gotten any items to make rat clearing more efficient in the sewer, so we'll be interested to see what Edge decides to do on his way out here.
I prefer the spray and pray method.
The old auto crossbow.
Yep, just start firing in them all directions. Something's got to go.
Oh, Edge gets his bomb. There we go.
Okay, we're safe now.
That does put LTigre, because he didn't have to spend quite as much time snipering guards, does put him ahead. I like to reach the shelf in Sanctuary right around 420. And not just because it's a funny number, but because that seems to be a pretty good benchmark for leaving escape regardless of your weapon.
Yeah, I've somewhat given up on the guaranteed or pushing hard for the sub 6 escape in non-Uncle Assured. Because it's just a crapshoot. Like, what are you going to get? Maybe you're going to get Fire Rod and everything's going to be amazing. Or maybe you're going to get Blue Cane and everything's going to be horrible.
Well, say what you want about Blue Cane. If you use it efficiently, the odds of like it's fast. You just have to be very careful to not run out of mana.
It is fast. It's just the hunt for bombs when you have that thing is almost non-existent.
Yeah, you pretty much have to be happy with, you know, guards that you can kill with pots and maybe the rat cluster in the upper right of sewers, and that's about it.
Yeah. Well,
And even that's a bold gamble because this rat that Edgeworth is coming up on right now can be a huge jerk.
and LTigre with the one shot, one kill. Edgeworth taking the 2, but doesn't really matter.
Oh, and it was super important to get bombs because Moon Pearl was back there. Oh my gosh.
Moon Pearl and the clutch refill.
Ooh.
And 8.
Hedge. Actually, that's gonna make his routing of Kakariko faster than LTigre. He might have to spend time farming bombs or buying bombs and skipping the bottle vendor.
That is some top
where he
quality
goes.
value. Spend 1 bomb to get 8.
I would like to do that deal infinite number of times and then also find somebody who will buy bombs.
Yeah. Ooh.
Ooh, Sank Chest Flute.
Coming out of here with flute, heading into Kakariko Village with flute. What a convenience. Now if they could just find a bottle in the village.
You could complete the entire Kakariko sweep with no leave behinds. It'll be interesting to see if LTigre and Edgeworth will opt to check the lumberjack tree. In a larger race, it seems skippable early if you don't have like boots, for example. But your mindset does change a little bit when it's 1v1. You don't want to get completely burned by one item.
It's true. The time save is important in a big group, but information is king in this game.
Oh yes. All right, it looks like just a piece of heart on the lumberjack tree.
What do we got in here? Full heart.
Meanwhile,
container.
He finds an entire heart piece.
Yeah, with 4 of them, you're gonna pick that up.
Oh yeah. I'd pick them up until I hit about 7 or 8 in the early game.
Yeah.
But I'm bad, so.
Well, you won enough that you can feel like if I went into, Skullwoods right now, I wouldn't completely get bodied by Mothula. That's sort of my threshold. And flippers, too.
Flippers. Yeah, we did miss that on Edge's stream stuttering, but it looks like they both did pick up the flippy floppies.
Okay. So we get into that V29 conundrum of having maybe too many places to go to outside of Kakariko Village.
The one nice thing I do enjoy about V29 is that it tends to, since you get more progression items early, it tends to reward really efficient routing more so than like V28 did, in my opinion.
This is true. I think a lot of the runners that you'll see who continue to do full clearing Sphere 1 areas tend to do a lot better here. Ooh, LTigre pulling out the clutch bombs there.
The wavy coin.
Interesting. We don't know what that's for yet. Could be nothing.
But yeah, the bomb pull for LTigre there was pretty clutch.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gamble dropping in the Kakariko well without any bombs.
Definitely a bold move. But there are quite a few bombs in chests, so it's not completely ridiculous. The potential time save of having to walk all the way to and from a bomb shop makes it a pretty reasonable gamble.
It's true. And all this 2-300s in there as well means they are basically set for money for this entire game.
Bottle vendor with just tearing out a quarter of his heart. And Edgeworth correctly remembering to actually activate the flute. God knows I've done that where you get it early and then you forget you actually have to activate it.
Yeah, I will admit to doing that as well.
The kind of thing that you probably do only once, and then you're so annoyed by it you remember it every time after that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to be seeing a pretty standard Kakariko clear from the rest of these guys. And then a possible route divergence at the end, whether you want to go South Shore or head up to Eastern Palace, which is a crystal, and you have a bow.
Yep. For me, I think... Actually, that's kind of tough. I don't...
It is rough. I think the difficulty of the Igor room in Eastern Palace, combined with the fact that they only have 5 hearts and no sword to cast like a room clearing spell or something, it makes South Shore a bit of a safer play.
Yeah, that is tough.
Bugnet in the library. So we won't be catching any fairies or bees, most likely, in this scene.
Nope, it'd be weird to come back for that.
Ooh, Edge does the blind race game check. I like it. He's been playing too many Triforce hunts.
Well, it is nice with the flute. You can just get right out of there if you don't like what you see.
Yeah, the time it takes to actually wait for the bomb and do the couple extra screen transitions is not that large. And he's not rewarded.
A whole $1. Well, at least it's free to play.
All right, we do see Edge going for the South Shore play. Pretty wise with the flute. You don't have to spend a lot of time walking. I like it. Meanwhile, LTigre, not vandalizing those feuding brothers' house, keeps that wall intact. And the feud intact.
Honestly, I think with Flipper's flute and, 600 plus... Ooh. Already paying off.
Wow, the dam has got silver and swords. What a great place to be.
Huh. Yeah, you definitely wanted to come here before heading up to Eastern.
Yeah, the sword makes the Eastern Dark Runes just that much more doable.
Yeah, you can actually figure out where you're pointing that stupid bow.
Both runners deciding to skip Beginner's Cave. It's a pretty reasonable play when you don't have boots. Flute will get you close, but it's still a bit of a hike.
I think the fact that they can... the fact that they can essentially full clear all of the flipper lock stuff in the light world makes this really the right play before heading over to Eastern.
Interesting. Edge opting for silver arrow strats for killing the mini Moldorums and picks himself up a nice magic refill.
Yeah, that was a fast clear of the room.
Blue mail and the mirror.
Yeah.
Nice. Nothing says efficient routing like early mirror. I love it.
Yeah, this is exactly how early in the game you want to find the mirror. It's before you get to the Dark World.
Agreed.
Because you can immediately start routing good when you get to the Dark World.
Oh yeah, like you can plan your Dark World kind of attack based on the fact that you have the mirror and not just kind of stumble over it while you're doing it.
Yeah, exactly. It makes starting at Hype Cave a lot more attractive.
All right, so speaking of hype, we got ourselves a little bit of route divergence here. LTigre putting his flippers to use, whereas Edge is going to blow up Sahasrah's garage. See what's behind it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how this turns out because it's kind of difficult to sell at this point which direction the seed kind of intended them to go into.
Ooh,
definitely
Mitts.
wasn't Hobo.
Mitts in Sahasrah's house.
Yeah, I think we found the direction we're supposed to be going in.
Yeah, we are hammer or Mitts away from Dark World access. Easy Dark World access, that is. All right, LTigre opting to go back and check out Ice Rod Cave. And again, in a one-on-one scenario, taking a little bit of time to check those one-offs is a little bit more attractive than it would be in a larger race.
True.
Meanwhile, Edgeworth heading over to Eastern Palace. Hopefully he'll be capable of handling the difficult Igor Dark Room in here.
Well, that's 300s.
Jeez. Somebody went in, sold the Ice Rod, and just left the money in there.
Yeah. This obviously means that there's nothing at Zora, right?
Obviously, whenever you get the money for Zora early, he's just got life lessons.
Oh yeah,
Ordinarily, I suggest the single green rupee, but we already saw it.
it's one of the 5s.
Actually, I think is single arrow still on the table? I think it might be. I'm gonna go with that.
Oh no, I think we saw a single arrow in Sahasra's, didn't we?
You might be right.
I could be a crazy person.
Ooh. LTigre with the hookshot pull out of the Waterfall of Wishing. That is very nice.
Okay.
With flute, that puts East Death Mountain right in the logic.
It does. I think we're going to see this route diverge, perhaps even more. So I think
Arrows
it's going to
on
be
the
a
ledge.
while before LTigre makes his way back to the eastern area and finds that set of gloves.
Yeah, so far not much out of Eastern Palace for Edge. Even if Zora just has life lessons at this point, if I'm LTigre, I'm like, whatever. I got a hook shot. Hashtag don't care.
Yeah. Ooh, even worse than the 5 rupees. 5 rupees actually have value.
The only time I'm ever happy to see a bomb bag expansion is like maybe the first chest in Uncle's house or something in an open seed.
Before you have bombs.
Yes, exactly. Interesting. LTigre heading over to... I wonder if this Sahasra play instead of Death Mountain is intended to be something to minimize blowout chance. Like if there's a very important item in Eastern and he puts it off, he could be in trouble.
I think this is probably a good idea, honestly.
I like it.
Because this entire area you can clear out, whereas Death Mountain, like maybe you'll be able to clear out most of it, maybe you won't be able to.
And he'll be rewarded for it. Edge making his way through the first dark room in Eastern.
Well, this is the thing, like if that second set of gloves, if the mitts are on Death Mountain, then the ability to clear Death Mountain becomes so much simpler, so much more efficient.
Oh, yes. But nothing is ever that easy, so it'll probably be just hammer or something, so they had to climb Death Mountain more than once.
Yeah. No, it's probably vanilla.
Edge entering probably the most difficult part of this dungeon in the dark. He's going to put an arrow on that Igor to get position on him.
The tough part I find is this, like judging how close to get to him. He
got
makes it. And then you agitate the other guy. And he gets upset and starts running at you.
He unlocked the door. I think he made it.
Nice.
He did. Nicely done by Edge. That is a lot harder than it looks to those watching. That is a very difficult room. If the Igors or those little tentacly guys get in the upper left corner when you're trying to lift that pot and you can't see them, you just die.
Yeah, he just starts face tanking you.
Yeah, so that was very well done. So time to see if I kind of lost track of the item count. Do Armos Knights have an item?
I also completely lost track of that.
That's all right. We'll discover it together, my friend.
All right.
Either way, this is a boss that has to be killed because it's got a crystal. So
Yeah.
it's not like it's a strategy separation. Oh, Armos getting a little away from Edge there.
A bottle.
Ooh, filled with the best goo.
Nice.
That could potentially be a progression bottle. I doubt it, but it's possible.
Yeah, it's Sick Kid never has anything until he does. So.
Until he does. Until he's got Ice Rod.
Yeah, exactly. And with
Right,
that
so-
flute, the trip back to 3, that trip back to
he's-
3 is a breeze.
Yep, I like this play. It's a quick 10 seconds to see if this, not even a gamble, just if this very reasonable play is going to pay off.
Yeah, not today.
Apparently, he's been taking lessons from the bottle vendor and heart destruction. All right, so time to see where Edge is going to head.
I think it's going to have to be to these flipper locations.
I tend to agree with you. This is a pretty good spot to go to for a hobo check into Zora, and that appears to be what Edge is doing.
Yeah, exactly. This is sort of exactly what you want from this area of the game. Is you've got the flippers, you've got the flute. You can sort of much more efficiently clear this area because you can just start fluting between 4 and 8.
Ooh, LTigre not even picking up the extra safety heart before going to this difficult dark room. I like that kind of confidence.
Well, hopefully it'll work out for him.
So yeah, keep your eyes on the left side of your screen because this will be another tough room. Now he's going to set up, put that arrow in the Igor to get vision on him. There it is. Just got to... Oh, I think he got hit.
See, that's the thing, right?
Oh, he found him again, though. Nice recovery, and he picked up the key.
Nice. And he used it, so I assume he's going upstairs. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, sometimes the door is tricky to find. But yeah, well done by LTigre. Showing that confidence.
Yeah, I was thinking, if he had trouble with that room, that'd give Edgeworth a chance to sort of, not really, I wouldn't say pull ahead, but sort of, go and get that hook shot while LTigre is looking around. But
yeah, I mean, these two runners have made a divergence, but it has definitely come together for both of them. So I have a feeling that for both of these runners, they're going to be heading toward Death Mountain right after they're done doing what they're currently doing.
I suspect you're right. I think the timing on this means they're going to be heading up Death Mountain pretty much at the same time.
In fact, this is going to be incredibly close.
LTigre is probably going to be heading up there a little bit earlier, just because Edgeworth probably has to save and quit to get out of this. Yeah.
Doesn't even pick up the bomb expansion. Just snubbing Zora. Zora's been knitting that bomb bag for like 50 years. It's the bomb bag of his people. And Edgeworth just snubs it, leaves it rotting there in the water.
Bomb bag of dreams.
Be careful treading on my bomb bag, for you tread upon mine. Edgeworth, is he checking Lumberjack, or does he forget he had the flute?
I guess it can't possibly.
I think he just forgot he had the flute.
Maybe it can't possibly be faster to come up this way, can it?
Maybe he's more comfortable with the dark room from this angle than he is from coming at it from the top of Death Mountain.
Yeah, that could be the case.
That could be the case. Because getting trolled by the bats on your way in to that dark room is definitely a thing. Meanwhile, LTigre has completed the dark room of his own, opting not to check the top of Spectacle Rock, going straight to the east side.
Very interesting. I guess it doesn't really matter that much if you've got Old Man as a save point. But it does feel like heading up top there is more efficient, maybe, but...
it is a bit of a hike when you don't have boots and you can't spin speed your way up there.
It's only 2 checks, I guess, and Tower of Hera is a pendant, so...
But with no hammer, it's not like you're going to be able to get to the top. Ooh, lantern in the east side of Death Mountain.
There we go. We've got a fire source. Which is unfortunate given how Tower of Hera is a pendant, and we still don't have Dark World access.
And I like to play by Edgeworth because even if you can't get the item on top of Spectacle Rock, you do get knowledge. And as you mentioned, knowledge is important.
Yeah.
But Spectacle Rock turned out to be Quiver Rock.
Unfortunately.
Ooh, Master Sword in the Paradox Cave.
This is rough because now we're coming up Death Mountain and our prize is everything we need to do Agahnim.
Yeah. It's like the Agahnim starter kit.
Yeah.
If I was LTigre, I would just be like, God damn it, not again.
This is exactly not what you want to see coming out of here.
And actually, if you're LTigre and you skipped Spectacle Rock, do you save and quit and check it after you've done Spiral Cave? It's a tough call.
I certainly think you don't do Agahnim. Oh, terrible position for that dead rock.
Yeah, dead rocks are just the worst. Freaking rock squirrels. You die in a
I
fire.
don't know how they manage to find exactly the right spot every time. It's like
I believe it's because they're demon spawn.
Yeah, that's probably it. I feel like they have a magnet in, or they're looking into my brain, just seeing like, oh, I should go there.
Well, their punishment for looking into your brain should just be having to look into your brain.
Yeah, there's nothing good in there.
So early red mail is nice. Oh, Edge just accidentally dropping down.
Whoops.
Oh, and opting to go just say, shine it, I'm going around and walking up.
Yeah.
If you mess up that bomb jump and make it on the very next try, it's still faster than walking, but any more after that and it would be faster to walk around. Oh,
So
okay, LTigre is making that spectacle rock play.
Yeah, this is the question, I guess, is after finding the Agahnim starter kit, do you go into Pendant Tower of Hera to look for 2 items and hope that maybe one of them is your saving grace out of this situation?
Yeah, I mean it's a tough call. I mean, the thing is with the Mire, it's so easy to check Hera. You know, you can go in and look, Mire out, from the basement, check the chest, Mire out.
True.
LTigre giving us a look. I missed it. I think, was Mire one of the pendants?
Mire was, and so is Thieves Town. I think Mire was the green one.
Oh God, another pendant, Thieves Town?
Yeah.
Why do you do this, Vitor? Why?
It's so frustrating. It's like, here's a place that I can just go in and finish, and nope.
Ooh, I think Edgeworth was having to think about doing Agahnim straight away, but decides to head up to Hera. So.
Oh, this is going to be worse if there's nothing here and we have to go into the basement.
Oh no!
Oh. Why did I say it?
Why? Man, tell us why.
Oh,
and LTigre forgetting that you need a big key to open up the top floor to Hera, so he'll discover that very shortly.
He's not big enough. Doesn't fit the wall.
I put the key in there. It's like a hot dog down a hallway.
Uh-oh.
All right, he correctly mirrors his way out. That actually is a nice play for Edge because that gives him a little time to catch up.
Oh man.
So we got ourselves a pretty tight race early on here. A very unforgiving potential Agahnim seed.
Yeah, we absolutely do. I mean, the way all of these items shook out, there wasn't much that we can do. That honestly, heading over to Eastern doesn't seem to have wound up being that big of a deal at this point. We got our gloves, but it seems like we're gonna wind up doing Agahnim anyway.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, if you did not have access to Hera and you get the Agahnim starter kit in the Paradox Cave at Death Mountain, I mean, I would just go straight to Agahnim. Like I would just do it. But in a case like this, where it could very well be that the progression item is in Hera because of the basement requirement. So this is definitely the safer play. And again, in a one-on-one tournament situation, you're not playing the field, you're playing your opponent. This is a very reasonable play to make. We'll see if it pays off.
Well, it's interesting. Like this trip up Tower of Hera to get these items is going to take them about as long as it would have taken to go up Aghanim's tower. So a weird gamble here might have paid off. We don't know yet.
Well, LTigre having the proper key this time. It is of sufficient size to handle the lock on that door.
All right, what do we got? What do we got? Tower of Hera. Tell me some good news. I'm not going to define what good news is.
Yeah, I was going to say what's good news, like the book. Because that's sort of good news, but not really.
No, the good news, apparently, is that we have an item on Moldorm.
Yep. Just $20. Oops,
Yeah,
Edge forgetting to flick the crystal switch there. Let's see here. We got Moldorm with Master Sword and no cheats. for a cape or anything like that. So we're gonna need 3 spins or 6 slashes.
No hammer. No conveniences. No dash.
Life is rough for Link right now.
That poor guy. He does have that snazzy vest, though.
All right, good first spin in. Oh wow! Oh no, LTigre.
Oh.
Ooh, did Edge just bomb jump that? Did I miss it?
I think so.
I was too busy watching LTigre get troll dormed there.
See, I know there is a bomb jump there. It's just that, for me personally, at this point, the setup for that is so. I feel it's so dangerous that
Yeah.
I just never do it.
Well, the price of failure is very high. It's a 2-room fall.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of 2-room falls, why? I'm so sorry, Edge.
Oh no!
Uh,
It's the cape. We have completed our Agahnim starter kit.
oh wow. That's the seed. It's like you trip and fall, and then the seed just kicks you in the face while you're already down.
Oh.
It's like you want to avoid Agahnim. Here's an item for you. Why don't you freaking go to Agahnim?
Boy.
Oh jeez.
I hope there's something on. There's something in that
Also,
bumper cave.
LTigre has not checked Sick Kid yet, which Edgeworth did immediately upon getting his bottle in Eastern. Edge taking his time with Moldworm. Doesn't want to have flashbacks of getting knocked down again.
Come on. Yeah, we're gonna get that Agahnim check.
Yeah, I think at this point, if you're 30 plus minutes into a seed in a tournament situation and you're about to go into Agahnim, it's like, well, I put it off for this long. Why not just do it one more time? Yeah, if Hammer misses here, this would be pretty incredible.
What is this gonna be?
I'm at the edge of my seat.
All right. Okay.
Agahnim seed confirmed.
Go to the worst kinds of it's Agahnim required for Dark World access.
Blech. And I will say, at the very least, they do have bow and silver arrows, which means that killing the ball and chain guards is going to be a little faster than doing it with a master sword. So it's not the end of the world, but man, Aghanim's tower with no boots at 33 minutes just feels bad, man.
It's this scene. This I don't feel like this is actually that far off. You know, an Agahnim required for Dark World access seed, because you wind up full clearing as much of Light World as you possibly can efficiently. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
And then the seed just says, ha, nope. You are right. The silver arrows make this incredibly lucky.
Well, we see Edge making the same play LTigre did. It's a pretty wise precaution. Aghanim's tower is about 5 to 6 minutes, depending on items and execution. So the real question is going to be, where do these runners go upon exiting Aghanim's tower and ending up on the pyramid?
Honestly, even without the hammer, I think even without the hammer, I think you go straight to pod. I think that's because you have the bow, so you're not bow locked out of pod. There's got to be something there. That is true.
Like, you'll be able to get, at worst, every item but one on a pod, which I believe is 4 at minimum. But avoiding a pod full clear double dip is a lot of time, because it takes quite a while to actually get to pod.
I just think, like, right now, our only access to the Dark World is going to be through that Agahnim portal.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you could make a beeline straight for Village of Outcasts with that hook shot and the flippers, or I guess they do have the gloves as well. You could do that, but if nothing winds up being out there, then you got to go all the way back through that Agahnim portal.
Well, and you've got Pendant Thieves Town, waiting for you on the other side too.
Oh, how exciting!
Yeah, exactly. So I think a lot of it is going to be, you know, like if one of these runners wanted to go, you know, skip pod, or at least put it off, and then take the loop around and just hit Village Outcast, go down to Hype Cave, that would not be like an insane play, I don't think.
No.
But it's pretty hard to argue with the pod play.
I love those Link to the Past physics where the boomerang hits the guard backwards, but he still falls off the edge of the... Like, what happened there? Maybe he got knocked off his balance. I don't know.
Well, then there's that weird thing where if you're trying to like hit guards with hook shots or bows, and they become like they notice you while it's traveling in the air, it bounces off of nothing, so it feels like you have to throw it twice. That's always
they're noticing pixel that they throw out. All right, how many blue balls today?
Every NMG player everywhere is just already cringing. Oh, there's one.
Off to a good start.
You can definitely tell that this randomizer program had influence from people that run no major glitches category, because this is standardization of this type of randomness is one of the earlier things that they did once the game started getting run, you know, competitively more.
Like, could you imagine if one person got no blue balls and the other got 15? Same thing with the, you know, Ganon teleporting around. Could you imagine if, you know, somebody had no teleports for all phases and the other person was just sitting there waiting like,
oh yeah,
it's my turn.
Edgeworth deciding not to utilize boomerang physics and just kind of ninja matrix move his way across that bridge there.
Yeah, that was a interesting maneuver.
All right, so we get to see of all the options LTigre has in front of him. We'll see where he goes. Nothing interesting on Pyramid, just more quiver upgrades.
No, that sort of makes me feel even better about the Palace of Darkness play, honestly. But no,
oh, he's skipping pod.
Okay,
I like this play. I really do.
we may have another route divergence.
Or, you know, it could be that getting into the Dark World at 36 minutes, LTigre feels behind and feels like he needs to do something like not double dip pod if he wants to maintain, you know, any sort of competitive advantage.
True. There's another pot. Like, I mean, they have the Mire and the flute, which is just routing gold. So it's entirely possible you come up here, do catfish, Mire back to the light world, and then flute to 4 and head back into the dark world. But I don't know.
That is possible. That would be a bold play, but you could certainly do it. The downside to walking the Dark World loop here is that you have to do like Graveyard Ledge without... oh yeah, he's doing what you said.
No dice. No dice.
Not a bad idea to do Catfish at that moment, because, you know, as you mentioned, we already went to Zora. You know, if you don't go to Catfish, then you're going there at, you know, the very end of the game.
Yeah.
Because you'll check everything else first.
Like Agahnim, it's just one of those places that's so far out of the way that when you do it, when do you route that thing in?
All right, so Green Pendant Mire. Swamp was Crystal 6.
This is, you know, what I would be very interested to see is if that Green Pendant Mire was unlocked by Quake. No, seriously.
You're just over here, you know, with your hands pursed, trying to come up with the most troll combination. I love it.
No, I don't think that's troll at all. I mean, that was a Sphere 1 medallion. That's a weirdly strong indicator to me. Just the fact that you get flute, like a Sphere 1 medallion and the Sphere 1, just, it feels to me like a pair of strong indicators, and plus the hookshot. But I mean, who knows? Honestly knows.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. The good news for Edgeworth though is if Edge decides to just put off Catfish, you know, he'll be rewarded with, you know, a good 40 seconds of time back. You know, he's, you know, 10-15 seconds behind LTigre at this point.
True. I mean, if we find something in here, that could very easily push Edgeworth in a different direction.
LTigre making nice use of the hook shot for movement on the bottom left side of pod there. That was very nice to see.
Indeed. I'm gonna guess we're gonna find the Titan's mitts in here. That's my hot take.
That would make the Dark World routing. You could cluster things together very efficiently. Oop, LTigre throwing the bomb the wrong direction. Well done.
Just testing the structural integrity of this bridge.
Yes, this bridge that I'm standing on. I wonder how secure it is. I'll let me light a explosive while I stand on it. Sure hope it stands up.
Answer seems to be a lot. It is a lot secure.
The Dark World Carpenters really knew what they were doing. LTigre just has a lot of faith in it.
I don't know. There's cracks on the wall over. Have you ever been into Ice Palace? The place is a mess.
That is true, and also Edgeworth, falling off the side of a railing that was not completely set up. So this building is clearly not up to code.
No, OSHA would be all over this.
I don't know what the Hylian equivalent would be, but clearly they're not receiving enough tax money because, there's spikes and conveyor belts. It's a mess.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be crazy to say there's some problems in the Dark World.
All the money that would be spent on safety gets spent on replacing all the skull pots that keep getting broken for some reason by adventurers.
Bunch of jerks. So
well, meanwhile, we've found a whole bunch of nothing in pod so far, but as is usually the case with pod, the goods are in the back.
Front loaded with keys. That is how pod works.
Not always, but usually.
No, there's very rare instances in which you find something, down there on the stealth of a broom or a bridge.
Well, at the very least, they don't have to do mirrorless pod routing, which is just awful.
Nice. Finally, the shovel.
You know what I want out of this dungeon after I have to do Agahnim at 38 minutes? A fetch quest item.
Just a shovel. Nice big shovel. Come on, there's got to be some good in here. Don't tell me the shovel is the thing.
Mitts are in the shovel location.
More money? Oh, sweet.
I was gonna say, these runners are at very high rupee amounts, and they've both already paid off Zora for his custom bomb bag that Edge spurned.
And they've already been given a blue potion, which is like the maximum that runners of these caliber will ever need.
Pretty much. Worth noting that Edge did check the vanilla big key chest and was not rewarded for it.
Whole heart container. This is starting to get.
This is a pretty dry seed here. Oh man. Come on, man. Was pot a bust? It was. Well, LTigre is going to check the front.
Unless that stupid shovel.
That's. Well, actually, if Shovel has something, it won't be the end of the world because most likely the routers will do the Dark World loop, and they'll catch the Shovel location while they're doing like Old Stumpy and the Sulphur Grove location and everything.
Yeah, that is actually true. That's sort of convenient.
Like you mentioned, that early Mire it's our router's best friend at that point.
Yeah.
LTigre correctly identifying that saving and quitting is faster than walking out of pod.
Yeah.
I mean, these runners are still very close. I mean, the seed's been pretty tight and linear for the first, half of it, but I'd say LTigre's maybe got like a minute or less on Edgeworth right now. I mean, it's still anybody's race. And I didn't mention it, but based on the map compass in there is an item on Helmasaur, which may incentivize the runners to do pods sooner rather than later once they find the hammer, since they have to do it anyway.
True. Plus, they've already finished Eastern Palace, so
yeah,
literally the only thing in that area.
Sometimes The routing is nice when it works out like that. It's like I don't have to think about whether or not this is the right or wrong play. Like I have to do this eventually. Why not just do it now in case that has something important?
Yeah, I actually, part of me likes having one of those sort of stacked in the background to do as a thing where you can just sort of do it on autopilot and think about your next move at the same time.
Oh yeah, it's definitely I think a mark of a seasoned runner of these randomizers is thinking about your next move, and not even based on what you have. Like if I find X, I'm gonna go do Y.
Yeah.
And just kind of always having a ballpark or rather a plan in front of you for what you want to do can really make a difference. Because if you sit there on the menu for 10 seconds every time you get a progression item, that really adds up.
Absolutely. Actually, I really like Skull Woods for that reason, because of how often you just wind up double dipping it, as it's sort of a matter of course.
Ooh.
Yeah, you want
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, Cheetos, do I like? Yeah, I like Cheetos. I'm gonna get the Cheetos sword.
Yeah, this is you. So many bosses left to take out. You do not want to leave that thing there.
And honestly, even if you're comfortable beating the bosses without it, it's just a straight up time save. Like assuming you never find the last sword upgrade, it'll save you time on Ganon at the very minimum. Like it's already paid for itself.
Yeah.
Plus, he's also got matching colors. He's got a red cape on. He's got a red tunic.
Exactly.
Red sword.
And that's really what this game is all about.
It is. It's about who's the prettiest princess. That's why I run with Zelda as man.
Exactly.
All right, like you mentioned, LTigre hitting up Value Woods.
Which doesn't really seem to be as much of Value Woods these days.
Well, and with no Samaria, no boots, checking the front like this is probably the most efficient way to route through Skull Woods when you're looking for items. And we see Edge making the same decision LTigre did. Oh, and small key trolled in Skull Woods.
I've kind of lately been a fan of grabbing the chest on the furthest right first as you go through here to, grabbing that first and then heading back out and then falling down the pit just to attempt to not key troll yourself.
Yeah,
because
that's
if you do manage to find a key there, it saves you having to do this entire bumper mummy room. Yeah, like in this case, it would have been a time save.
Bumper Mummy is going to be the name of my next album. LTigre setting up for the bomb jump. This bomb jump, more difficult than it looks. You've got a 2-pixel window when you don't have the boots to aid you. And he is just taking the falls. I think he's going to set his death respawn point to... Nope, he's saying, screw that, I'm doing this the intended way.
Classic route. Although even with the classic route, there is a bit of an exploit there where you can just basically walk around the wall.
Yep, good old Japanese 1.0.
Yeah. Come on, guys.
Oh, no. Oh, no, he forgot that his mirror put him on this side. Well, I guess maybe he didn't forget. Although he had the hook shot, he could have hook shot it to a statue, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know what's faster, the menu or that. So, grand total of Bupkis in Value Woods so far.
Yeah, at least one item fire rod locked. If not 2, we'll find out.
That would be fun. And by fun, I mean not fun at all.
I was going to say, you remind me not to go to any parties you throw. Go away. Give dose.
God, I hit boxes on those things.
I think with silver arrows, taking the 2 seconds to shoot those guys dead seems like it'd be at the very least good for your sanity. Wow, both items in Skull Woods.
Come on.
Fire rod locked. Gross.
These dungeons have just been disgusting.
Ooh,
They are
Edge.
all awful in their own special way.
Edge doing the silver arrow strats, but the lag makes it feel bad.
Yeah. Those sparkles cost a lot of CPU cycles.
It's rough being the pretty princess, let me tell you.
Yeah, true. What feels really bad about this is, like we were saying before, you don't want to go into Thieves Town, but it's starting to look like maybe you're going to want to go into Thieves Town.
I mean, considering how long it's going to take these runners to get back here, like let's say you skip Thieves Town, you go down and do Hype Cave and that kind of portion of the overworld. If you're wrong, you have to walk all the way around back to Thieves Town.
Yeah, it is absolutely the worst. I feel the same thing about finding Hammer back here, just because what they have would allow them to go into Swamp Palace if they had the Hammer. As it stands now, they have access to a grand total of 1 item in there. And that item could very well be progression.
Oh, we're about to see here.
Continuing saga of garbage dark.
This seed has been so just tight in the early game. You know, these guys actually diverged and then they ended up coming together again. I mean, they're still just a few minutes apart.
Well, it's been so silly. Like the entire light world was like, get your butt to the dark world. Just get there. Just go through Aga and get there. And then you get to the dark world. And it's like, oh, there's nothing here. Oh, okay.
So the real question is for LTigre, you've got Pendant, Thieves Town, and you've got a Mire. So do you YOLO the first 4 chests and leave, or are you in it to win it?
Honestly, I think at this point you'd have to be in it to win it. You are
Yeah,
looking for so many things, right?
I mean, I could, if you wanted to gamble and not clear this, like I wouldn't say that that's objectively a bad play. But with how tight this seat has been, you're going to be punished pretty hard if you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly. This is also it's always the most difficult thing I find. Exactly this thing of being sent into the dark world through that one portal that you have at Hyrule Castle and having to route your way through the entire dark world.
Yeah, I mean the price of being wrong is so high, you know, just that run back, that's a solid minute plus. Gross.
Yeah. And no boots.
Yeah, no boots. Oh god, it might even be worse than a minute actually now that I think about it.
Yeah. No.
Speaking of no boots, no God Pixel for the Hellway here for LTigre. Making good use of that Tempered Sword, though.
Makes it through just fine. All right, Edgeworth, what do you do? Edgeworth is leaving.
He man modes out. All right, we got ourselves, at 53 minutes in, we got ourselves a divergence here. So with Map Compass Big Key in the first 3 chests, that means I believe that there's 3 items left in Thieves Town, if my count is correct.
Well,
is that vanilla bombs?
That is vanilla bombs.
The troll levels in the seed are becoming toxic.
There are 8 bomb drops just everywhere. They are pouring out of the walls.
Maybe that's why the walls are all cracked.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, don't store bombs in the walls. It's not good.
Yeah, drywall is not very good for that. All right, just a Pizza Hut in the dig game. So for Edge, he's got Old Stumpy, and notably the shovel he can check here, and the rest of Dark World loop. Whereas LTigre has just got 2 potential items left in Thieves Town.
I need this shovel to be something.
You're emotionally invested in this shovel.
This is my drama.
Oh no. Well, at the very least, Thieves Town is not hammerlocked, which is actually, it's got to feel pretty good for LTigre. You're like, all right, because the small key cannot be unblind because of the way key locking works.
Yeah.
So he'll be able to walk through this dungeon and know that it's finished, even if there's nothing here, which is sometimes good for your sanity. Edge, no! Edge, we have to know! Why? No. Oh, did he forget? Oh, yay, he remembered.
Episode of Grove Ledge.
Oh, which one of you messaged him? That's against the rules.
Please. Please be the thing.
Oh. Oh, man.
Pod,
do you need a hug,
why?
Fentalis? Oh, Blind got a little away from LTigre. Let's see what this last item is. Oh, piece of heart. Edge made the right call. Wow.
Unless, and I...
Oh, no, don't say the P word, man. I don't want to hear it. Come on, please.
Well, the moment we find those mitts, we're going to know what the required medallion to get into Mire is. And
oh, God, why? It hurts.
Hype cave.
Well, at the very least, mitts can't be... Mitts and Samaria can't be pedestal locked, right?
No.
So that would leave us with one of the other medallions or the two rods. Now there's Bombos. And the book.
Oh, really? Book is our progression?
Is he gonna walk it out to your only entrance into the Dark World is still through Agahnim at this point. I think going over to checking Bombo's tablet and going into desert with your book is a pretty strong play here, and it sounds like Edgeworth is heading that way.
If ever there was a time.
I'm seeing chat saying the dirty P word, and I'm not liking it.
Yeah, don't put that in there. The seed can hear you.
It's living. It's a living, breathing being. All right, so Edge has gotten himself a little bit of a lead with skipping Thieves Town, but it is certainly possible he might be compelled to come back if he ever finds the hammer.
What's going to be worse about this is if Desert is boots locked.
That is a roasted crow, or vulture.
All right. I guess we're either finding something in Desert Palace or we are finding something on the Ether tablet.
Well, it doesn't feel too bad to go to Desert here. I mean, it is a crystal. You have to do it. You have everything you need to complete it. And even silver arrows for hopefully a quick kill, unless you're bad at shooting them, like I am.
We are at a maybe for being able to complete this. We'll have to check what's on the torch.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They don't have boots. Good call, sir. Oh, man, that would be the worst. I'm like, this scene has already taken so much from these guys. Does it have to do it some more?
They're at nearly an hour and one crystal, and it is not either of their fault. It's just an awful seed.
Or you mean it's a great seed?
Ugh. Do I?
It's like, no, I meant awful.
Come on, Big Key.
Well, LTigre making his way through Hype Cave. He'll pick up his Bombos medallion and literacy.
No. No, don't do it.
Big Key has to be here, or this is a boots locked desert. Okay.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
I was getting nervous. Where would they go? Have we not explored everything actually that's available to them?
Ether tablet.
Oh yeah, Ether. Oh man, that would be
literally.
If that was the case, I would have asked for this seed. And I would have put it in my troll seeds folder.
Right, we are down to a 50-50 for there being an item on this torch. Nope. We're good.
All right. Just a burrito. Hashtag Chipotle sponsor.
I didn't get any money from them.
They don't pay me in money.
Oh, good.
Oh,
great. Super
nothing.
Cool.
All right, so apparently we're going to Ether Tablet. You know, we dismissed it when they found the big key. So now they have to go. Like, did we miss anything? Like, it's Ether Tower, right?
It's
I mean, it's certainly possible we missed something, but like off the top of my head, it's Ether Tablet. That's literally the only thing the book is open. And now Edge has actually got a real tough decision to make. He'll obviously finish up Desert here because you have to do it. But do you follow the chain that you've been given and that you're on the path of and go to Ether Tablet for that one item? Or do you go into Thieves Town for a potential 3 items? If Edge makes that Ether Tablet play, he'll definitely maintain this little bit of a lead he's gotten himself.
I mean, that's a tough question. Like,
I mean, LTigre could certainly be like if Hammer is in, if Hammer's on Ether Tablet, LTigre won't have to question or think about Thieves Town at all because he's already done it. Whereas Edgeworth will have more things to think about. God, we're an hour in and we're just now closing on Crystal 2. I love it.
still looking for some way into the dark world other than the one.
Yeah, you have a good point there. Like, Agahnim is still the only Dark World entrance. Maybe Edge is like, well, shit, do I just go do Thieves Town since it's so hard to get back to?
Honestly, I don't. This is messing with my, whatever thing in my brain is supposed to figure out how to route these things. Like this, it's gone out the window.
Oh wait, chat correctly pointed out that Hammer could be in the Swamp Palace, very first bombable wall chest.
That is right. Ugh.
And in fact, they walked right by it, and I didn't even think about it. This is why I use a tracker when I run.
Yeah. Oh, I mentioned that before. I gotta stop saying things.
Nice silver arrows landmo fight, by the way, for Edge there. That was very clean.
Indeed.
That's harder than it looks.
Yeah.
All right, Edgeworth making the bold Ether Tablet play. If this is not correct, he will have to walk around the entire Dark World once again just to go to Swamp. And I will spend about 50% of that run time laughing.
They're both gonna have to do it because Tigre did the same thing.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, yeah, if he was gonna go into Swamp, he would have probably done it already. This seat is ridiculous. I love it.
I don't know where they left their portals. Well, doesn't matter anywhere.
I was gonna say it doesn't matter anymore. Well, their portals would be on top of Bibombo's tablets, so they're not accessible.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, here we go. How horrible is this going to be?
Oh,
Misery Mire! Let's go!
Yeah. Oh, is he doing it? Oh, he's a madman. Oh man. So it turns out that LeVar Burton and Reading Rainbow were right this whole time. Take a look. It's in a book. It's Titans Mids, y'all.
Okay, so what do we got right now? We got Ice Palace. We got Misery Mire.
I mean, this is the first
end of list.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time the seed has been quote unquote blown wide open. We've got East Death, Dark Death Mountain. Bombo's tablet makes Ice Palace worrisome.
I think this is the right first move, but after this, I honestly, genuinely, heart of hearts believe that the next correct move after this is the Mire.
You've been saying that for long enough. I'm just starting to believe it. Wait, did Edge never do Spiral Cave? Yeah, I was wondering why he went up. I figured he was just going to unlock Turtle Rock and go from there, but nope. Looks like he's just jumping down.
I mean,
lost a little bit of time there on the routing.
There we go.
Edge just becomes so trolled by the seed, he's forgetting where he's going.
That's technically the fluty thing, the flout has shown up in the logic. Already? I don't remember how this. What is this game?
Oh, is LTigre going into? He's not going for ether.
Here we go.
Oh man, so Edge pulls ahead with
Yeah.
and hammer.
Oh no!
Wow,
Well,
this seed.
whatever LTigre finds here, it's
I'm trying to think
either
of the most
just-
hilarious item this could be, like Samaria maybe.
Oh, mushroom, definitely.
No, I didn't say meanest. I said hilarious. You want them to get mushroom and go into Pendant misery mire. I'm over here trying to give them progression items.
Yeah, okay.
All right, hookshot cave is going to be another 4 items. Come on, LTigre. Oh, $300. Oh, does he forget he doesn't have hammer? He needs to be mirroring out. Both of our runners forgetting that they don't have hammer, because normally
Yeah.
at an hour and 50 minutes you have a lot more progression than this.
Yeah.
This is totally understandable. And LTigre just remembering it.
Yeah. Okay, so
Edge is not even considering going into not. Did he even look at the medallion for Total Rock?
if you did, I missed it.
Yeah, I think I did too. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt either.
No, it's all right. I'm.
You frazzled.
See, now I don't know. Before, when they didn't have that hammer, absolutely misery mire area. That's the play. But now they can go into Ice Palace and Swamp Palace. But you don't want to go into Ice Palace and Swamp Palace.
No.
That's not.
Well, and we talked earlier about doing Palace of Darkness when you find the hammer. Just doing it right away. You have to do it, and there's one item there. What if that's progression?
Yeah.
Putting it off is not particularly beneficial.
And the big thing that's still missing right now is the ice rod. That can show up literally anywhere.
Oh yeah. Ice rod it's such a comforting item to find, really. Like, if I find ice rod in Escape, I'm usually never mad. I don't even care if Total Rock's a pendant. And LTigre, just the rage. It's silent and smoldering, but I see it.
Okay, save and quit, and then
Yeah, I'm curious. He could have fluted from right there. He's probably the whole seed opened up for him, and he's probably like, "Oh, what do I do?" And then he just kind of saved it to quit while he was probably gathering his thoughts.
brain explode. Okay, same move, so this is good.
Yep.
Going to
So
get
he'll
that
pick
hammer.
up the hammer very quickly here. So he'll be right behind Edge, and Edge is doing that Palace of Darkness play here.
Yeah, this is good. Take some time. A bunch of stuff just opened up. Take some time. Do this thing. It's easy. You got Tempered Sword. You got Silvers. This is a breeze.
Oh yeah. And plus he's got you've got the big key, you've got the one small key you need. It's just a quick jaunt to the back to punch Helmasaur King right in the face. And by punch I mean hammer / silver arrows to the face.
Yeah. As one does.
So LTigre gonna be picking up his hammer right here. Very happy to see that. Be curious to see if he decides to make the safe pod play first, like Edge is doing, or if he wants to go crazy and do like Mire or something. All right, we're getting our Turtle Rock check here. It was Bombos.
Okay.
Edge might have looked at it before and we missed it. Okay, it was already marked on the tracker, so Edge must have looked. We're bad.
Everything kind of looks the same on the tracker to us. All blurry.
All I see are coins.
Yellow dots. Yeah, the distance between these two runners is basically a back half of Thieves Town.
Pretty much, yeah. I'd say LTigre was about a minute ahead of Edgeworth, and then did Thieves Town, and that you know that's the difference right there. Is that minute minus the Thieves Town check.
Because other than that, I mean, he's off to Spike Cave. They are pretty much doing the exact same.
Oh yeah. Well, with how tight the progression is here, I mean these are all super reasonable plays. You know, if you're LTigre and Edge, when are you getting back to Spike Cave? Never. You know, it's the same reason he checked Catfish. You know, if I don't do this now, you know, and there's something there, I lose. But you know, that's also how you can get time back too, is making gambles like that.
Yeah, it's the way that you know, you got to think a little bit differently in
the 1v1.
Yeah. Instead of how you would do in a big group race. Like, it's like you said, this is all about playing your opponent as opposed to.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, you know, Edge did skip. I'm pretty sure he skipped. In addition to Thieves Town, he skipped the front of Swamp Palace, and he also did not do, I think, Graveyard Ledge, if I remember correctly. Seeing some questions in chat. It did not take 2 silvers. Helmasaur actually bumped up against Edgeworth's outheld sword, so the damage there was from the sword and not the arrow hitting him.
Yeah.
All right, LTigre going for the big Ice Palace clear. I wonder if he feels like he's behind and he has to make a crazy play like this.
I have mixed feelings about this.
Oh, Edgeworth, is he doing the same thing?
Maybe.
All right, so Edge is... Go ahead.
I like knowing that you still have to find that fire rod for multiple reasons, and knowing that Bombos is your ticket into Turtle Rock. I would feel hesitant about this, I guess.
It's definitely a bold play. They're gonna have to do. I mean, you could have just even looked, done Mire check, since it's a pretty quick 2 items, maybe 3 if you do Checkerboard Cave. But you also have to do Ice Palace. So again, maybe it's a gamble. Then maybe I mean, it's an hour and 11 minutes in, and you know, you've got two crystals done.
Yeah, absolutely. This is goodness. It's just that, you know, the difference between Go Mode Ice Palace and not Go Mode Ice Palace is astronomical.
Oh yeah, well, and especially since they don't have Samaria, so unless they're comfortable with bomb jumps in here, they're gonna have to do the Ice Palace bomb jump if they want to be efficient. And then they'll have the that one chest, I won't say its name, in the back of Ice Palace to check, and it will be very annoying. Yeah, LTigre going for the bomb jump.
Ooh, watch out there.
I tell you, as somebody who just did a tournament race this afternoon, tricks that you've done 100 times before can suddenly feel impossible when you've got a troll seed and you feel like you're behind and you know you're being broadcast.
Yeah. This is not where you want to be using blue potion.
No, but the cost of not using it is very high here. To have to go through that, of course, as soon as you use the potion, you get it and immediately the next try.
That's how it works, isn't it?
Ooh, Edge getting his bomb jump first try, though. I mean, that's a solid 20, 30 seconds he just saved over LTigre there.
Yeah.
Very nicely done.
Okay, what on earth is in the rest of this dungeon?
Also worth noting, no fast ice, since we didn't get a small key in the first chest either.
Yeah, I'm curious if LTigre is hoping to find one in here. I've seen that a couple of times.
Yeah, it's kind of a trade-off.
Okay.
Okay, he's gonna do the bomb jumps here. Very reasonable. I think he's got it. Yep. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell on the rebroadcast, but yep, I think he was on the right pixel there.
All right, Edgeworth. What is up here?
I mean, at this point, we're hoping for Samaria or Fire Rod, probably, for progression. Because, I mean, there's still 2 items in Skull Woods that are Fire Rod locked.
I'm personally hoping for Samaria just to validate my thoughts about Misery Mire.
You're very pro Misery Mire.
I'm
You know,
very
the word
pro
misery,
Mire.
it's built right into the name, sir.
I didn't name it that. Wouldn't have named it that. Good Mire.
Oh, I saw something red on Edge's screen, but it was just 20 cash dollars.
We're up to 2 big 20s here. One more item to go in this dungeon.
Well, Edge is just dirty with small keys, so I think the odds of that one particular chest being an item have gotten to be pretty high here.
Come on, big chest.
Big key chest is our last hope.
Yeah.
All right, let's see.
Big chest. Give me a cane of Samaria. Just do it.
Oh no. Oh god, neither one of these guys need to buy any lottery tickets when they get done with this seed.
Oh, Ice Palace.
Jeez.
Why are you like this? Who made you like this?
His Edge. Wonder if he's worried about his item count.
Tigre with the surplus of keys is deciding to do the room that shall not be named for.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely showing knowledge of the workings of Ice Palace, but choosing this route ultimately ends up just costing him more time, unfortunately. All right, let's see how this Cold Stare fight goes for Edgeworth. He's got Tempered Sword, Red Mail, and full roll of hearts. Gets the setup.
One more hit for each of them.
Yeah, that was a pretty good Cold Stare fight right there. Didn't lose a lot of time and was never in any danger. So well done.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, LTigre finding the Bloomerang. God, these two have just been step and step for like the last hour and 15 minutes. It's ridiculous.
Let me tell you a little story. I have a dream in my heart of Misery Mire. You go in there and there it is, all the stuff, every single stuff, just all.
So,
here we go.
He's doing it. So wait, are you calling it inside Mire that Fire Rod and Samaria are in Mire? Are you including the Mire shed and checkerboard?
If this is Quake required to get in.
Ooh, a very nice Cold Stare by LTigre too.
Oh no, Ether! Could you? How could you?
This scene has just been offensive from start to finish. We haven't even seen Ether. Oh my god, I love it. Ooh, I missed the second item in the shed.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I saw a small shield and that was about it.
Well, it wasn't Ether in the shed, so
That's all that really matters.
it's all that matters to me.
And if you're Edgeworth, the temptation to go back to Thieves Town is getting pretty strong. Wrong cane. Oh, jeez. Chad is being Chad and is bringing up the pedestal reality. Pedestal, I think, is on life support right now. It's certainly possible that Ice Rod could be there. And Fire Rod.
Also completely possible Fire Rod.
Yeah, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But we have everything else we need for Total Rock. And it can't be Samaria, because you need Samaria to complete it. So Edgeworth is, I like this play.
Yeah, this is what to do.
Like, if you've made up your mind to skip Thieves Town, you might as well continue to skip it and work on the rest of these. So this is solid. And if there's a lot of progression here, it could end up hurting LTigre because he already went in here for one item, so he might have some kind of like mental, oh, there's one less item in there than there would be normally, and he might be less incentivized to come here.
Yeah, exactly. Now, come on, Ether Medallion, just show up in here. That's all you gotta do.
So if you're these runners and you get Ether, you just immediately go to Mire. Finish whatever dungeon you're in and go to Mire.
Maybe.
I wasn't trying to put you on the spot. I was just curious. Okay, I was trying to put you on the spot. I was 100. There's a spot, and I was picking you up, and I was placing you on.
You know what? At this point, I still might.
Well, if you full clear, like if you're Edge, and you've already written off Thieves Town, and you get nothing but Ether in this dungeon, I'd say that's a pretty good sign you need to go to Mire.
Yeah. Ether on Argus? Let's go to Mire.
Well, if you're Edge, you're almost out of locations. I mean, we're at an hour and 20 minutes into this seed. The runners have 3 to 4 crystals completed. In version 29, if you're not at or approaching go mode at an hour and 30, it starts to feel pretty bad.
Yeah, you start to think.
But with how tight the progression of the seed was, and it was Agahnim required, I mean, pedestal's not off the, the dirty P word is not off the table right now. And if it is a pedestal seed, that will actually benefit LTigre, who's currently behind Edgeworth, because that will have made his Thieves Town play not as much of a time waste.
Nothing good so far.
I was gonna say, so far, I think if you're Edgeworth, oh, he's going straight to the back. Up, bold play. I like it. Yeah. With how tight the seat has been, the temptation to do left side first is definitely there.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough because you've got we have 3 things left to find.
Yeah, although if you're, if you complete this dungeon and don't find any progression and you skip the left side, I think it's pretty hard to not go back in and do the left side as much time as it takes.
We found 2 items so far, so we're still looking for 4. Yes, I can count.
Math is hard, man.
You can't see this, but I literally have fingers up.
A map and compass.
Oh, come on. Left side.
It'd be one thing if they were down here, but they're in the same room together. Come on, man. Now the seed's self-aware.
So there's still going to be 2 items left over. Yeah.
Oh God.
This is all right, Argus.
Yeah, I like this play by LTigre. He's doing the Dark World mid-lock locations. It doesn't feel quite so bad with Mire. This is really the first, like, at an hour and 20 minutes in. This is like the second major route diversion we've seen. I think. Indeed. That's how tight the seed has been. Also, peg game with no boots feels bad, man.
Deeply curious to see what's in here.
Oh, I saw the red again. I got excited.
This is why I only get excited for items.
Oh, Edge having a little bit of target practice with Argus here.
Now, leading those shots is no fun.
It's harder than it looks. Yeah, he decides to say, screw this, and go with the spins. Oh, and Smiths have nothing. Oh my gosh.
2 for 3 garbage over on the side here.
Oh, I think if you're Edge, you've got to go back into Swamp. Like, if you committed to Swamp at this point, you can't leave 2 items on the table.
Yeah. Especially when everything is garbage.
Everything is garbage. It's like the opposite of the Lego movie. All right. Gary's lunchbox. Purple chest. Let's see.
Come
Oh, butter.
on.
We're in show mode. Butter sword.
How did it fit in there? That box was not that big.
Well, it's really hot in the box, so it's melted. But when you take it out, it solidifies. This is science.
I wasn't aware you were such a scientist.
Well, it looks like LTigre is heading to Swamp, so he will enjoy 4 out of 6 items being garbage, and then whatever is on the left side over here.
Could do left side first.
It is faster if you include the left side of Swamp first. It is faster to full clear the dungeon if you do it that way.
Yeah.
So LTigre could get a little time back here if he decides to do that. And considering how low his options are, I mean, he's done everything else. He's done Dark World, Mid-Locked area on the left side by Thieves Town. He's already done Thieves Town. So he might be inclined to do just that.
Yeah, it's not the worst idea. You get to steal that key, and as long as you don't flood the one that's currently being flooded or would be flooded if there was still a key under there, then you're good.
Yeah, one of the changes they added in the most recent version made the price of accidentally flooding that key a little less costly in a race, which is very nice if you're prone to flooding.
And the price of going back in the first place, just, getting through that first room that you have to flood, that one remains flooded. That word, I'm starting to not be able to say it anymore.
So I'm trying to think, if there's nothing on the left side here, I think it's Fat Fairy is one of the few places left to check that we have not already seen.
Yes, indeed. Luckily, that is a very easy thing to do after you get out of Swamp Palace.
Oh no, bombs! One chest left. If it's Ether, I know what Fantalis wants you to do.
Ah!
Be torped.
Come on!
Oh man. So, is Edge going to do the Fat Fairy play, or is he going to go up to Thieves Town and the Village of Outcasts area?
I think while you're here, I think this is the right thing.
I agree.
Fairy.
And it appears that Edge concurs because he's heading in that area right now.
This is about as close as you're going to be to the actual portal you'd use to do Fat Fairy. Plus, you've got Mire and the Aga portal, which makes things a little bit easier if he remembers to do that.
He's got the mirror out. And he remembered. Good work.
Nice. Okay, whatever we find here
is worth noting that LTigre is clearing the left side of Swamp first, so he will gain a little bit of time over Edgeworth in his Swamp clear.
Yeah, the items are going to be useful, but it is fortunate as well that big key is locked in the big key chest, which means that there's no chance of him coming back in for any.
Oh no!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh no!
Yes!
Make it stop! Oh, it hurts. It burns. So wait a minute. I think you first started talking about Mire, I don't know, 5,000 years ago, whenever the seed started, and it pains me
in the prehistoric era.
I'm less mad that it took this long to get here, and just more mad that you were right. I want you to know that.
Well, you're forgiven.
Edgeworth says no thanks to bird toss and just straight up murders that bird.
Yeah.
Oh god. So at an hour and 30 minutes, you're at 5 crystals and we're heading into Pendant Mire.
Into our third Pendant dungeon.
And you're heading into Pendant Mire without Samaria, I should point out.
Yep. And if we don't find Samaria here.
Oh god. And if you're Edge, this entire time you're in this ridiculous wild goose chase, you're wondering, was Fire Rod in Thieves Town and I just walked past it?
Honestly, though, I absolutely agree with this play. Like, there's 3 items currently to get in both of those locations. However, the game handed them literally everything that they need to get into Misery Mire.
Oh, yeah.
That is a strong, strong indicator that you have to go.
Yeah, I agree. And you make a good point. Like, Edgeworth is playing the path that he's chosen, and he's not, going back and forth. Like, if you've chosen this path, you just keep walking down it.
Yeah. In literally every seed in the game, you will be given everything that you need to full clear Thieves Town. But that is absolutely not the case about Misery Mire. You will only be given everything you need to full clear Misery Mire in rare cases, and it'll often be when you actually have to go in Misery Mire.
Yep. And I mean, that's the same thing for Turtle Rock. It just requires so many items that if you get them in a weird sequence and you're missing one key thing, sometimes, even though you have to climb Death Mountain an extra time, going up there earlier rather than later is not a terrible idea, especially if it's a crystal.
Exactly. It's maybe important to note that the randomizer doesn't understand the difference between pendant dungeons and crystal dungeons. They are the same thing to both of them, which is why you see strange situations like this.
Strange is one word you could use to describe this situation. I don't know if it's the word I would choose.
Yeah, okay.
Also, situation is another noun that I would maybe change to something else. But we're on the same page anyway.
You know it's going to be the worst thing, and I have to stop saying things at some point that come true. But you know what would be the worst thing is they don't have Fire Rod yet, and they're very well, now it's gone from very well, might be to most certainly is something.
I think Edgeworth is clearing this about as efficiently as the keys led him to. He's got the big key, and you're just here for items. You might as well go to these 2 chests on the right side here. Except you can't hookshot to pull yourself from those thin railings, unfortunately.
Yeah, can't really get the grip.
Oh my god.
There it is! I knew it!
Jesus. Oh god. I need a seatbelt for my chair. I almost just fell off of it. Where's Phantom Ryu? We need to get him in here. Because that was absolutely ridiculous.
Oh. No. Don't do it.
All right. Well, Edge is making plays. He left an item in here. There's one more item. Is he gonna go to is he going to Turtle Rock without Fire Rod?
Oh, I don't agree with this at all. I don't. This is making me.
Where is he going?
Oh, he's going to Thieves Town.
Oh, he is.
Oh, don't do it.
Oh, I think he's doing it.
No. All right. Well,
Vitalis just needs a drink.
My entire body just shrank into itself.
Oh man, and you were so hyped for the Mire play too.
I was so hyped from the Mire play too. And now we know he can complete mod.
We'll have to ask Edge why he decided to leave.
Oh.
He's remembering he has the mirror and can do this all at once if he grabs the frog. Yeah. Unfortunately, Edgeworth is gonna spend a solid 6 to 7 minutes doing all these chests and doing Thieves Town.
All right, so here we go. LTigre as well, headed straight to Misery Mire.
Now, it is worth pointing out, it is entirely possible that Fire Rod is in the compass room on the left side of the front of Turtle Rock, and that Ice Rod is further in. It is possible.
It is possible, and making the only way to get the Fire Rod, doing that incredibly slow walk back and forth, lighting all 4 of those stupid torches.
Well, you might get the answer to all of your questions if LTigre decides to full clear Mire. do you just need a minute, man?
Sure you can
I'm here
this
for you,
water
buddy.
bottle. There is
Uh,
all right. Okay. Okay. Okay, here we go.
LTigre sees the troll cane, and it's not the cane he was looking for. You're real close to it, though.
Don't bother with that thing. That's not gonna help you.
Well, I mean, LTigre's got. I mean, he has very little left to check as compared to Edgeworth. You know, Edgeworth's had this Thieves Town, Village of Outcasts checks, you know, in the back of his head throughout this entire ridiculous troll seed.
Yeah, it's gotta be like grating at the back of your mind.
Oh yeah, like it's like even though we don't necessarily agree with this play by Edgeworth, like it's understandable for how ridiculous the seed has been. And he finds the butter sword. Is he going back to Mire? Oh, he's going back to
Please,
Mire.
yes. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Everything
Ooh.
is back on track.
This race got real tight all of a sudden because Edgeworth has to go all the way back in, but he's already cleared everything that LTigre is going to have to clear.
It keeps taking tiny little divergences and then just merging back.
Oh, he
together.
stopped. What is he doing? Go in.
Is it? Oh, what?
Is he going to Turtle Rock? Or is he going back to Thieves Town? Oh, he's going to Thieves Town. No.
This is going to be.
Oh man.
disappointing for him.
Edge is going to go back and watch this VOD and just spend the next 20 minutes banging his head on the desk.
I mean, LTigre doesn't have that same pull to leave Mire. He's got to be feeling far. I mean, not just far more pressure, but this is literally the only thing left, right?
I think so. I mean, I guess he could have checked Pedestal.
He's got to be feeling far more pressure to complete this thing, even when he does find that red cane in here.
Oh yeah, like I don't know what he's got left.
Like you don't find that red cane and then think to yourself, boy, I hope I find both of the rods in Turtle Rock.
Yep. I mean, which is like the ultimate troll.
Oh, that would be. I wouldn't even be mad. You're just like, okay.
I'd probably be a little mad. Just a little bit. Is he gonna do the torch room or is he gonna walk out? Okay, it's a little faster to walk out the north end, but this worked.
It's the right play. We know that there very well may be something in the vanilla big key room, but this really is the right play.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, if you're gonna assume maximum troll, you'll take the Cane of Samaria, and you will go, finish off Vitreous since you're here. Because without Fire Rod, Samaria just doesn't get you anything.
Yeah.
That isn't already in Mire, that is.
Right.
See, if it was me, I'd be bombing and lanterning that Samaria chest.
I was about to say, is he going straight for Vitreous? But no.
The rarely seen bomb dropping worm room.
Yeah. Basically only see it with this round.
I wonder if he's going to do the torch room or just go straight to Vitreous. Nope, looks like it's torch room.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, at this point, if you're going to 100% a seed, you might as well just go for it, right?
Exactly. Okay, what do we got? Tell me that we have. I mean, maybe you called it. Maybe it's the Fire Rod. Tell me it's not the Fire Rod.
I mean, like, we're running out of things, right?
We're running out of
a marathon.
There's how many stupid things can there possibly be left here? Could be Fire Rod here. Could be both rods in Turtle Rock.
I mean, Pedestal is, the odds have never been better. even though I said the dirty P word. All right, let's see. Nope, it's on Arc. It's on Vitreous. Jeez, this seed just keeps on giving.
Well, I guess the good news about that is having silver arrows.
Well, looks like Blind got a little way from Edge, but with red mail and all those hearts, he'll be fine one way or another.
It's gonna be Sahasrahla, or it's gonna be Pedestal, or it's going to be the ultimate troll that they indeed were.
Yeah, like Fire Rod on the inside of Turtle Rock in the compass room would be just awful. Oh, and then Edgeworth getting the last item out of Thieves Town and having it be nothing. He's probably just not happy right now.
Or Fire Rod in the compass room. Or Fire Rod even deeper in with Ice Rod in the Fire Rod locked chest room.
Wow.
There's stuff left here. There's stupid. I mean,
we're out of things that aren't stupid, right? I mean, the only things left are just awful.
Yeah.
Oh, is Edgeworth? Is he?
I don't think Edgeworth ever did Graveyard Ledge.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yep. Yeah, he did skip that when he initially went by. All right. Well, it's time for eyes on the left side of your screen, because this will either be a progression item or LTigre is going to go blind pull the pedestal, I have a feeling.
But even if this is Fire Rod, I think you still pull the pedestal while you're in town.
Probably. Take the 40 seconds to go pull it.
Oh.
Nope. Oh, Jesus. All right, here you go. All right, here's a question for you, Fantalis. Do you go to Sahasrahla, or do you respect the memes and go straight to the pedestal? I mean, if you want to hype up the troll factor, you do Sahasrahla first.
I think.
But if you want to please the crowd, you go straight for the pedestal.
I think at 142 into this, you flute to 5. You can't be thinking to yourself, pedestal, let's go do that. You have to go with the faster play.
Oh man, this is absolutely ridiculous. And now Edge is going back into Mire, and he's probably just kicking himself because he went in. He was already been in here once, and then he sort of half went back here and changed his mind and left.
Yeah, this is rough. What if it's both? What if one of the rods is here and the other one is dead?
Yeah, I mean,
oh there Jesus. We go. Okay, there's one.
Well, at this point now you do Mothula and then just check the pedestal while you're there.
Yeah, that is the most convenient one that he could have.
Yeah. Hey, the seed was trolly in the least trolly way for once.
Yeah, wow. Good job.
Oh man, well this seed's pretty much on rails at this point. LTigre is going to go finish up Moth, and if he doesn't get Ice Rod, he'll blind pull the pedestal, and then he'll go to Turtle Rock.
I think this is the first time this seed has been helpful with routing instead of hurtful.
Ooh, did Edge just skip the vanilla big key chest in Mire? This might save him some time.
I think so.
I don't think he got it the first time he was here. This is good because with how tight the routing is on this seed, he can use all the time he can get to catch up to LTigre here.
Yeah, this is very fortunate. I mean, I don't really blame him. That room with the 4 torches kind of really sucks to do without Fire Rod. I hate it.
Oh, agreed. And if you're thinking you have to kill Vitreous for one item anyway, why not just see if he's also, carrying an item in addition to getting one from the green pendant. And LTigre making the correct play here. If you're looking for just one item and you have to kill Mothula, might as well do it just in case he's holding it, so you don't waste your time getting that other chest.
Yeah, exactly.
And at this late in the game with Red Mail and Butter Sword, like this will be a pretty straightforward, easy Mothula fight, I would imagine. Especially for runners of LTigre and Edgeworth's caliber here.
Yeah, with Tempered Sword or Greater, this is a breeze.
Yeah, the hardest part was getting here.
Yeah.
Surviving.
Finding out that stupid old man was hanging on to that rod all.
Yeah, they were in Sahashla's garage at what 15 minutes. An hour and a half later, they come back. He finally decides to. Oh, did you need this? By the way, should I not have been holding on to it? What a jerk!
Hugging that wall a little closely, Mom.
Yeah, not the greatest pattern here.
Here we go.
You know, it would be the ultimate insult is if this was boots. Nope. $20.
I guess we're pulling Ped.
Well, he'll probably equip the Mire and then jump back in real quick. So Edge is going.
The second... Oh, that wasn't the second item, was it?
No, the Ice Rod could still be in here. So here he goes. Edgeworth making the correct call to go here and not pedestal. Man, you know a seed is just hot garbage if your two choices are, do I go pull the pedestal or do I go turn in the green pendant? Oh my god, it was on the pedestal. Are you kidding me?
But maybe it's not. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's in Turtle Rock.
You're right. At this point, I don't know what's more trolly. Alright, so Ice Rod is either here or it's inside Turtle Rock. I'm gonna throw up.
Give me a break.
Not even looking, just blind pulling, man moding it. Alright, let's see.
Why waste time, you know?
Come on.
Both. Oh,
that's almost better because that's the ultimate troll. This seed forced him. It forced him to pull the pedestal. He pulled that pedestal against his will. Oh my god. So wait, now this is 2 seeds in a row you've commentated that have had Ice Rod and Turtle Rock, Ventalis? Confirm or deny this?
Yes. Confirm, yes.
Alright, so all of you tournament runners out there, you know who you don't want commentating your races. Or actually, maybe you do, because then you'll know where it is.
Can't stop me.
Oh my gosh. What a journey. You know, and I think somebody pointed out in chat that the ultimate terribleness for this entire seed is they've had to go through this entire ridiculous chain with no boots.
Yep.
Just walking.
Which is funny, because, like, here's the Mire, here's the flute. But choose your destinations wisely, because once you get there, you're walking.
The seed chose their destination for them, and it was hell.
Yeah.
Alright, well, at this point, it's going to come down to execution. LTigre has definitely got a bit of a lead on Edgeworth, thanks to some indecision, unfortunately, on Edgeworth's part. I don't blame him for the play he made. It was a numbers game. And yeah, he didn't trust the heart of the cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, so where in Turtle Rock do you think the Ice Rod is? It's like the Ganon's Tower key game, except this time it's for progression.
I don't think it's going to be on Laser Bridge. I think it's just going to give it to him straight out of the gate. It's going to be like...
So you're thinking Vanilla Compass room on the left over here.
Yeah, that or the Fire Rod room. I think it's just going to be like, ha, good job getting here, idiot.
Aww.
Well, that's convenient, though. Well, now I think it's in the vanilla big key chest.
I mean, a treasure of that magnitude deserves a chest, reflecting its status.
Absolutely.
That seems reasonable to me.
A chest forcing you to go to Laser Bridge.
Why? And the small key on Laser Bridge, if they have to go, it will be on the last chest, right?
Oh,
that's guaranteed, 100%.
The other 3 will be 3/4 hearts, and it won't be enough to get enough.
All right, so Edge is basically setting up for his pedestal pull.
No.
All right, so the easy Ice Rod theory not confirmed. My money's on Mimic Cave.
Okay. Good text.
Edge reads the ancient hieroglyphics. Ancient Hylian.
Looks like squills to me.
And if I know Edge, he just he bought.
Grabbing that lunch money.
Oh man.
It's enough for a soup and a sandwich.
You know, we haven't considered that this seed might not be done trolling him. Because what if there's a fetch quest up here that leads to Ice Rod?
Oh, come on. I think we're all done with this.
Vitalis says, I just want to go home, man.
All I wanted was my Misery Mire play. I checked out after that.
I mean, we've got, what, 2 fetch quest items left in Powder and Mushroom?
That is true. Plus we got Boots, which just unlocks.
Oh god, you're right. I forgot about Boots. Oh god. Or what if they get Ice Rod and a fetch quest item, and then the Boots are required for a G Tower Big Key?
Oh, don't. No, we got over the hump. We are over the hump.
This seed has been the one that's been doing the humping, unfortunately.
Come on, Vanilla.
Well, they got the big key already.
Yeah, that is a nice find there. It's what you doing there? Great. Okay. All right, good.
Oh man, I'm starting to get worried. I really am. Like, I'm trying to think of how long the logic chain was for this seed, and it was already pretty long. Like, adding a couple of fetch quests to the top of it would be pretty impressive.
Like, given that Agahnim was your Dark World access for so long, the logic chain was ridiculously long, and any time that you made a mistake or did something that you regretted and had to change your mind later, it just compounded it hugely.
Oh, I'm sure both of these runners have a lot of regrets right now.
Entering this tournament?
Yeah, like filling out the challenge form, for example.
You're locked in now.
Samaria Kane says, I'm not locked in here with you, you're locked in here with me. Oh no!
No!
No! Why? Don't. Oh, Jesus.
Don't start this.
Oh, I couldn't have been in G Tower. Oh my god. I'm sorry for bringing it up. This is absolutely, from top to bottom. I've played a lot of seeds of this game. I mean, hundreds. And I know a lot of people talk about troll seeds, but like, this has got to be in the top 5.
This is genuine. The cherry on top of the sundae is the big 20 on pedestal.
Oh yeah, that's like a meta commentary on the state of the seed. Like, I'm not even mad anymore.
Yeah.
Aww.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm almost disappointed. I don't know. The boots required mushroom for G Tower Big Key. It's still on the table.
Yeah, we still have that one possible troll.
I mean, at this point, if you're LTigre, you're just booking it. Like, there's no reason to go anywhere but
No.
Ganon's Tower right now. And if boots are required, they're more likely to be in G Tower than anywhere else anyway. Well, Edgeworth having a little trouble with a chain chomp room, but gets out of there with only 1 hit.
3.5 hearts to do this laser bridge. You got to be confident with your bootsless, unless I mean, they do.
Yeah, he's not taking any chances. Oh no! Oh, a death here would be pretty costly.
Get those silvers out. Poke him.
All right.
We're good.
He takes his time. It was the last key. He did it in reverse order. Oh my goodness.
I So what do you think? One of those two has boots in it?
Oh no, you are terrible. I love it. Oh my gosh. I mean, I with his health and mana situation, I totally get why he skipped those chests.
No,
If those
absolutely.
chests had some progression in them, I mean, that would be just the ultimate terrible move. Like, oh my gosh.
Oh,
And he already used the free blue potion he got. Now he's got red tunic, so I think he could take one hit from. No, I think Trinex's body does 2 hearts even in red mail.
fortunately, with gold sword, this is
Yeah, pretty trivial.
breeze.
I wonder if he'll take the risk and do spin strats for the Trinex worm emerge portion, because there's a chance that you could take a hit if you're not careful.
Well, here we go.
Oh, he's doing it. All right, a well-executed Trinex fight from LTigre there.
Notice Edgeworth did what I think is the more correct strat if you're looking for one more thing. Oh,
the dream of the Max Troll is dead, but you know what? It needs to die.
yeah.
These runners have gone through enough.
We're over the hump. That the Sahasrahla, the saga of getting to Sahasrahla was the real issue here.
Well, what did we learn here today, Mentalis?
Nothing.
I
We
think
didn't learn
learned that
anything.
You need to beat up old men to steal whatever treasures they might have the first time you see them, instead of, earning them.
Well, we blew up his house. I don't know. Could we have sent a more clear message?
Apparently not. Apparently the message needed to be clearer.
I mean, he's in hiding, right? We came
That's
over
true.
to his house. We were like, "No, where are you blowing up your house?"
Well, we've got time for one last troll, and that is where in this tower is the big key. There are 22 locations it can be in. And
I am-
LTigre going right side.
Before anything happens, I am for God Ganon's Tower. Not quite. Okay.
Been seeing a lot more right side clears in the V29 and later, or V29 meta than. Oh, Edge having a little trouble with. He got himself back on track.
A little turnaround.
I mean, honestly, like at 2 hours in, you're just staring at the race window, waiting for your opponent to done.
Yeah. Where are you going, Edgeworth?
He got a little turnaround again. Ooh, using cape to preserve his health though. Not a bad idea.
Here's the other thing. Are we going to see those first 2 chests?
We might. Although I'm not seeing the
so.
stream on LTigre's side, unfortunately.
No.
So we'll see. Well, I guess if he comes back in and he's in the top part of G Tower, we'll know where the big key was.
Gonna have to do that 4th chest the old-fashioned way.
I wonder if he's going to take the time to open up. Oh, no, he's still got his blue potion.
That is true.
Yeah, he did not have to use it like LTigre did earlier in the match.
All right, it looks like we're seeing LTigre has made it over to the left side now, so
Yeah, it must
nothing
not
good
have
over
been.
there.
Yeah, it must not have been anything important on the right side. I mean, we're kind of out of like safeties. They've got maybe powder would be the last nice thing they could get, but I'm guessing a shield was over there because he's got the mirror shield on.
Oh yeah. Well, that's kind of nice. Makes movement in a couple of the rooms going up Gauntlet a tiny bit easier.
So yeah, we've got The only way I can see this benefiting Edge is if he does, like, deep Dark Magician strats and the big key was on Ice Armos. He might be able to make up some time.
Wouldn't be the first time I've seen that today.
Well, here's a thought for you. If it's this late in the race, I mean, we're approaching the 2-hour mark and you haven't done. Do you just YOLO tile rooms check? I mean, it's always objectively a bad idea. But if you want to gamble, that's a gamble.
This is a rough. I mean, we're about to find out whether or not it'd be a bad idea. It's looking better and better.
Yeah. I know Edge pretty well, though. I don't think he does Dark Magician strats, unfortunately.
No.
So we've got Bob's Chest, Ice Armos, and Tile Room. Now, this would be it'd be the cherry on the sundae. Actually, it would be like the fourth cherry on this Nightmare Sunday, if the big key was in the Tile Room.
Yeah. Full right side would be the other thing that could help out here. Possibly. And that is one of those gambles you see when you feel like really behind. Although coming into Ganon's tower and not seeing your opponent done, you also have to, I think, kind of be thinking, did they have the same horrible time with... Oh no, straight left.
He might be doing Dark Magician strats, but not all the way deep. Like, go to the left side, Mire out of the Stalfos room, so you don't have to spend time killing him.
Interesting.
We'll see.
What do we got? What do we got?
Oh, are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
Oh, I just want this seed to end. Oh, freaking Tile Room. Are you kidding me?
That's the only possible way that this could have ended, I guess.
You know what? It's almost poetic, really. Wow.
Make the ultimate gamble.
Do it.
Hang out in Tile Room.
Oh my god, if he does Tile Room right now, this race just became insanely close. I mean, it's a bad play. He shouldn't do it. He objectively should not do it. But what if he does?
Just do it.
Do it.
Just for me.
Do it. Do it. Nope. The dream is dead.
I mean, it absolutely makes sense, but who guesses? Who guesses that Tile Room is the play?
No, if it's Tile Room, it should always be the last place you check. Oh my gosh, the seed. It just keeps on giving.
I thought we were over the hump.
Nope. One last unwanted hump. Oh man.
This actual Dark Magician round I haven't seen in quite some time. Dark Magician proper. Alright.
Oh, he's doing the full.
Yes,
Well, this is actually bad because it means it's going to take a lot longer for him to get around to the randomizer room.
Yeah.
So he'll lose some time on this, unfortunately. Also having a little trouble with the conveyor belts, though. It does make its way through eventually.
Well, the pickup of the ferry was fortunate down there in the basement. Oh.
Those beetles are something else, man.
Wait, what?
I believe your collision doesn't count until you land for that stuff. I have seen that before, but yes, it is confusing. I don't know the exact reason why.
Absolutely no sense.
Well, it's fitting in with this seed.
The Hyrule economy is screwed. Physics don't make any sense. All the items hate you.
You know, maybe the Canis Mario just wanted some love, and you know, it was placed in the corner against its will, and just kept waiting for a friendo to show up.
You're lucky for that fairy, I guess. But again, that's not really the place you want to be using.
No, unfortunately not. In fact, I think both of these runners only have bees in their remaining bottle, since they both used the blue goo. I can't imagine like going through a seed like this, and it's 2 hours and 5 minutes, and your opponent has not got done.
Yeah, this has been a long slog.
I was wondering if Edge was going to go to the fairy recovery room above, next to Ice Armos there, but he's just taking this way through instead.
I think it's a little bit faster. But...
Yeah, no reason to check these chests. For once in this seed, there's no reason to check any of these chests. Oop, I think Edge forgot he had
proper full right side Dark Magician. Magic.
Yep.
Oh,
All right,
look
time
at
to
that
see.
beautiful full menu.
Nearly all items with the net accounted for. Nice, nice Moldworm 2 by LTigre there.
Beautiful.
And he respects the memes.
Just vanilla. Complete 100% classic flavor.
You know, it almost would have been better if the Samaria had been in the actual big key chest instead of, you know, next to it. All right, get out your protractors, kids. It's time for Agahnim 2.
What a terrible... What? Come on, guys. Get yourself... There you go.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad formation, and a blue ball for the second nicer formation, so the trolling continues here at Link to the Past Randomizer.
You can't just be done with it. Okay, there we go. No blue ball. There you go. I am deeply... Chat's having the conversation about this. I am deeply, deeply curious what the final chest counts are going to be for this.
Yeah, I'm guessing right around the 180 mark.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of stuff you look at but don't actually pick.
Because this was an Agar required, pedestal not required, but
both runners pulled it anyway. Oh no, he's out of magic and has to use his blue goo. Oh no, Edgeworth. Oh god, this seed just will not leave him alone.
He's taking the cape against the wall strats. Because as we all know, magic doesn't work in Hyrule if you just put on a cape and grab onto the wall.
That makes total sense.
Yeah, I mean, makes much sense as anything else.
And the whole time you're sitting and waiting for this tile room to go away, you're just cursing the seed. I mean, these are two good runners. I mean, these are not runners that have had, you know, their first complete match during the tournament. Like, these guys have both ran this game a lot, and they're still looking at 2 hours and 10 minutes.
No, I think this would have destroyed anyone.
It would have destroyed lesser men or women.
Fourth phase Ganon giving LTigre a little bit of difficulty here.
Yeah. I mean, just fatigue sets in after 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Start to just want to be done with this.
That's 3, I think.
Yeah. Very good.
go.
Or there it is.
Wow.
Big Pig is dead.
He
As soon as we get
is.
through the door there, we will shout, figure out what the final time is here.
Well played to LTigre. Survived a 2-hour and 9-minute seed.
Yeah, that was
Well
this.
played.
All right. He is in first place, LTigre, with an official time of 2 minutes, 2 hours, 2 minutes? No, oh no. 2 hours, 9 minutes, 38 seconds.
Well played to him.
And also a collection rate of something. I'm deeply curious to figure out what it is. Oh. What was that? What was that? What happened?
Oh no. Ooh, nice snipes with the silver arrows there.
I feel like 3 hours ago I was like, yeah, I got some time to commentate a scene. Sure.
The randomizer heard you. Randomizer don't care.
We'll see if we can pull Tigre in here.
Is Edge having a think here? After 2 hours and 10 minutes, he might be deciding whether or not he wants to be done with this.
Yeah, now it looks like Edgeworth has thrown in the towel. I think at this
yeah,
point,
yeah, he did forfeit, and honestly, I don't blame him. I mean, this match was very close. I mean, it hung on two or three decisions that were very hard to differentiate. So well played to both of our runners here.
Yeah, indeed. That was I laughed, I cried. It's beautiful.
And then I cried some more.
Yeah, and then it was just crying from.
And then I did that thing where like you're crying so much that you can't breathe, so you start doing that thing little kids do. and LTigre is so demolished by the seed, he accidentally started his timer again. That's how you know the seed was long.
Well, I guess we don't get to figure out time counts.
Runners do have to report their chest count at time though, so hopefully he'll keep that up. But well, definitely well played to LTigre there. What a seed! What a brutal slog of a seed. Just finishing a seed like this is deserving of a prize.
Indeed. Wish I had something for him. That's okay. So please, please give these runners a follow. This was a ridiculous ordeal. They did as best as they possibly could with what they were given.
Oh yeah, like I'm trying to think of time saves. Like, what would you possibly have done differently that wasn't just a complete dumb gamble?
Nothing. It's just that's
Just
if I was playing this, it would have been exactly what I was doing, just sitting there waiting, trying to figure out when is this seed gonna put me
when can I get into
Mire?
Mire?
When is it gonna put me in Mire?
Well, you were right. You were right. I give you props.
And unfortunately, sadly, I was right. All right.
All right, I'm gonna check and see if it looks like LTigre has declined to do an interview. And honestly, after a brutal seed like this, I would not blame him. So we'll give a quick ping to Edge and see if he wants to chat about this ordeal he just experienced or not. But I bet both runners just want to like take a bite of granola bar and like take a nap.
Yeah, just go lie down.
Right. So
Yeah. Honestly, I think if Edge didn't leave Misery Mire, that would
Yeah, it looks like I got
basically
a
sync
no
up.
from both runners. But yeah, I agree. Like this, for how tight of the progression was, this was just a ridiculous seed, and these runners were within minutes of each other for almost the entirety of it.
Yeah.
So,
Oh
well,
boy.
thanks for tuning in with us, guys. This was just an impressive display of fortitude and just endurance, and also some really good plays, some lot of good movements, some excellent boss kills. It was just
Absolutely.
a treat to commentate with you as well, sir.
And you as well. I think
And if you guys like Link to the Past Randomizer, I got news for you because this tournament is making matches going on almost nonstop. So make sure you stay tuned to the Speed Gaming 1 through 6 channels, as well as to these Link to the Past Randomizer family of channels. We got races going at most times of the day and most places for at least the next several weeks. So make sure you check those out.
All right. Well, I am going to go lie down about what I've done.
Yeah, you've inflicted Ice Rod Turtle Rock seeds on 2 tournament matches in a row. Well played. I'm not even
Yeah.
mad.
Oh gosh. Well,
That's a good way to summarize this. Oh gosh.
exasperated sigh. I guess from both of us, go enjoy some randomizer tournament. I promise all the seeds aren't this bad.
Or this good.
Or this good. Or this. It's great for TV. It's great TV. That's what
It
it
is.
is.
I agree. All right. And thanks again to our trackers and restreamers as well. And you guys have a good night, and we will see you next mission.
Indeed. Have a good night.